Hello, vinyl community and anyone else watching this. Somewhere along the way, I promised a couple of people, I think, that I would make a video about power pop. It's one of my favorite types of music, and you don't see that much about power pop on YouTube or in the vinyl community. It may have been Steve, Flipside CT, that is one of the people I promised. He shows a little bit. Even Ron over at Hog's Ear shows a little bit, but not that many people do. You see some Big Star once in a while. Maybe a Badfinger album will pop up, but not really too much beyond that. So I thought I would talk a little bit about power pop and then show some of my favorite power pop bands, and not all their albums, but some of the better power pop. A lot of artists do power pop songs here or there, even maybe an album, but then that's it, and they don't. So I'm going to try to stick to more whole power pop albums, and I know I'm missing a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of the people I just have on CD, and I'm not going to be showing those. People like Matthew Sweet, a lot of 90s people. The Singles. There was a whole group of 90s power pop revival people that I don't have anything, maybe a 45 here and there. But anyway, I'm going to get started. I'm just going to talk a little about how I think it started. For me, the first song heading in the direction of power pop was the Byrds from their first album, I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better. I know that that's sort of jangle pop mixed with country, but to me, that's where it starts. That's the genesis. And then the next one for me is the Beatles from Revolver and And Your Bird Can Sing. That is their only sort of foray into that type of music, and it's one of my favorite Beatles songs. I just love it. And that right around the same time, The Who came out with Substitute. And this is important because Pete Townsend was interviewed about his latest single, Substitute, and the interviewer asked him what he called the type of music that was on Substitute, and he called it power pop. And I think, as far as I know, that's where the term comes from. Pete Townsend in a 1966 interview. So after that, there was sporadic here and there songs. In 68 or 69, the Monkees did a song called 99 Pounds, which is really pure power pop, and it's one of the first ones. Check that song out if you don't know it. And a band called Cherokee, which were really the Robs in disguise, did a song called Girl, I've Got News for You in 69 or 70, something like that. And it started growing a little bit, and about 1970 we got our first real hints of what it was and what it would become with this album, Badfinger's second LP, No Dice, and of course No Matter What is on this album. And No Matter What is the first real pure power pop song. It's just fantastic. I Can't Take It is power pop. All Love Me Do. There's Lot for John. There's a few power pop on here, but this album was really the genesis of it. Badfinger's first, No Dice. That was followed with Badfinger's second album. Well, actually, their second album. This is their third album. Of course, there were the Ivies before that, but this is the straight up album. This, of course, contains Baby Blue, the iconic Baby Blue. This is late 1971, produced by George Harrison and Todd Rundgren. And there's great Suitcases on here, Perfection, Sometimes, Baby Blue, and Day After Day. Power pop perfection. Although this is not Badfinger's best album in my opinion, or certainly not their best power pop album. That would be this one. Skip ahead till they're off Apple, they're on Warner Brothers, and they come out with this. The album that went straight to the budget bins because of contractual obligations, and it's a shame. Wish You Were Here. To me, this is their best album. It's almost 100% power pop, and this album just rocks. Just a Chance, it opens with You're So Fine, Gotta Get Out of Here, No One Knows. What a fantastic power pop song that is. Dennis, oh my gosh. In the Meantime, Some Other Time, a medley. Love Theme, King of the Load, another medley. Meanwhile, Back at the Ranch, Should I Smoke? It's just a fantastic album. If you can find one of these and you're into power pop, it's going to have a cutout corner. Almost all of them do, unless you find a promo copy. Fantastic album. Underrated completely. And I thought I'd make a little mention of this, a comeback album in 1979. It's just Tommy Evans and Joey Molland on here with Bob, who was joined in late, just before Pete Ham killed himself. This has Love Is Gonna Come at Last and Look Out California on it. Lost Inside Your Love. Slower kind of songs, but still some good power pop on here. This is a promotional copy. I'm going to check. I can't remember if it's a white label. If Robert Z happens to watch this, he might want to see. It is. White label promo. Badfinger's Airwaves LP. So, there you go with that. Now we come to the ultimate power pop band, in my opinion. Raspberries. This is their first album, self-titled. It's got Go All The Way on it. Come Around and See Me. Don't Want to Say Goodbye is on here. I Can Remember. The classic first Badfinger album. This is the first edition, and you can tell because there's nothing there. For the second edition, the record company said, nobody knows who these guys are. We better come up with a logo, and they put a logo right on top. And this is the second edition of the Raspberries. Check out labels here. Standard orange on that one. Second album, Fresh, I Want to Be With You is on here. Nobody Knows. Let's Pretend. Driving Around, a classic Driving Around. Awesome, awesome album. The third album with the die cut cover, Raspberries Side 3. This has Tonight, Ecstasy, Overnight Sensation. Another just fantastic album. I'm a Rocker's on here. On the Beach. Hard to Get Over a Heartache. Just perfect power pop on this. And this is the only band I'm showing everything that they did because it's all worth it. Their fourth album, Starting Over, has Starting Over on it. I don't even know because I can't remember. I'm trying to think what the hit is. The hit is Overnight Sensation on this one, not that one. Sorry. There you go. There's the back. Have the poster. There you go. And if you're not sure you can find one of these, I even recommend the Greatest Hits. It's got everything you need on it. And side one is cut together like they didn't even mix it. They just literally cut the songs together. So it just, there's no space between the songs on side one, which is really weird. But it's got all the hits and it's pretty much everything you need. Mine's still in shrink. Awesome record. That takes us to my favorite band in the whole world, Big Star. I do not own an original copy. This is Big Star's first album, #1 record. There's what the B-side, this is on Big Beat, it's a German issue. That's what, it's not what the original looked like. The cover is, but the back isn't. And I recently picked this up. It's a reissue put out by, well, Ardent, I guess. This was exclusively at, gosh, I can't think, Newberry Comics. And it's on gold vinyl, supposedly. There's what they did for the cover of the reissue. And I'm going to do what I did in my last video and do a live opening here because I haven't opened this yet and I want to see what the vinyl looks like. Make a slice if I can do it. Sometimes opening albums is like surgery. I wonder if surgeons are good at this. Okay. It is now open. It is no longer a sealed record. Ooh, they redid the original Ardent label, plain white sleeve inside. And this is kind of what it would, type would have been different, but that's kind of what it would look like, minus the gold vinyl. So, awesome. I'm really happy with that. Guess I won't be able to get it back in. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. It just is a phenomenal record, as is this. Between the two, it's almost a tie for my #1 record, although that's probably Pat Sounds. But this is an original copy of their second album, Radio City. That was the original cover. That's the B-side, the back side of the cover. It is on Ardent. The Ardent label looks pretty much like the label I just showed you. Here's a reissue put out on Line Records. It's another German reissue, and they took the back cover and made it the front cover, and they made sort of the back cover a little tiny picture of the front cover. And this is a really nice reissue on white vinyl. You can see that. And then I threw this in too. This is the soundtrack to their film, the documentary that came out last year or 2 years ago. Nothing Can Hurt Me. I can never remember the name of this film. It's a 2-record set. It's on orange vinyl, and it's all outtakes and remixes and things from the film. I'll show one of the discs. Here, I don't even have to. You can get the idea there. It's on translucent orange vinyl, slightly translucent. I highly recommend this. This came out on Record Store Day, and you can get it not on orange vinyl. Record Store Day ones might be a little tough. I don't know, maybe not. But again, power pop classic, and this covers their whole career, even a little bit of solo stuff. Next, we come to Mr. Dwight Twilley, and I've just shown his first 2 albums. This has a great song called Out of My Hands on it, and also Standing in the Shadows of Love. And this is also a promo copy. And let's see if it's a white label. I tried to arrange this before, but I missed a couple apparently. No white label promo on that one. Sincerely, Dwight Twilley's next album. This has the classic I'm on Fire on it. And again, just great power pop. Dwight Twilley band was really only 2 guys. It was really only Dwight Twilley and Phil Seymour on drums. And Phil Seymour, I think, played some other instruments as well. And Dwight Twilley did most of the rest. Which brings us to Phil Seymour, who is no longer with us. I think he had leukemia. This had the hit Precious to Me on it. It also has a great cover of Bobby Fuller's Let Her Dance on here. Really good power pop record. This one's not quite as good, but you can sort of tell by the cover it's more of the same. Phil Seymour. That brings us to Nick Lowe. Brinsley Schwartz's last couple of tracks headed towards power pop, being arranged and produced by Dave Edmonds. And this is his first American album, Pure Pop for Now People. This has So It Goes on, a power pop classic. I love the sound of Breaking Glass, Tonight, Mary Provost, Heart of the City. This album is just power pop gold. They called it rock. In England, it was released as Jesus of Cool. This is the Yep Rock 2-record set. There's a slightly different set list on this from the American. And Yep Rock included a second disc with singles and things like that from the period. And they are on colored vinyl. Main album is on red vinyl. And they did reproduce the inner sleeve. Because I'm not going to be able to get it back in there. This is really tight. It's still in the shrink. And second album is on gold clear vinyl. And Again, a toss-up for Nick's best album between this one. Most people would probably say this one. But his second album is also really good. Labor of Lust. This is an American copy on Columbia Records. And this is the import on Radar Records. And it has a slightly different track listing than the American version. And I also have the reissue on Yep Rock, which combines the track listings and puts all the tracks from both albums on one LP. And readily available at Yep Rock. And I should say about once a year, Yep Rock has a $10 album sale. It's a pretty good deal. I usually take advantage of it and buy a few things from Yep Rock. I mean, 2 record sets, colored vinyl for $10. You know, can't really beat that. Now we go on to the Knack. This by far is their best LP. Of course it has My Sharona on here and Good Girl Stone on here. They cover Heartbeat by Buddy Holly, and Frustrated is on here, and this is just a really good album. Second album, more of the same, just not quite as good. And the third album, not as good as either of the two, except it has a great track on here called Pay the Devil, which is worth the price of admission for this album. We come to the Records, another fantastic band, British band from about 1979, 1980. This is their second album, I believe. I'm showing these out of order. And this one came, I believe it's this one. One of the two came with the Teen-A-Rama EP as well, originally. And this one is a promo copy. But I did look, and it is not a white label promo. And I think this is their first album. This one has Starry Eyes on it. The amazing Starry Eyes is on this record. And really good power pop there. And I also have a 12-inch single covering the Bay City Rollers' Rock and Roll Love Letter, but that is not the main attraction. Also on this is a live version of Starry Eyes, which is fantastic. Band I've heard either come from Southern California or Rochester, New York. I've heard both. 2020. These guys had some underground radio success with a song called Cherry, and Yellow Pills is on this. But Tell Me Why is my favorite on here. It's mellow, cool power pop. Another promo copy. I didn't check if it was white label or not. Portrait. I'll check. No, yeah, plastic's tight on that one, but let's see. Oop, yep, there you go. White label promo copy of 2020. Like a lot of these bands, their second album by 2020, not quite as good as the first. You get producers in and they want to mess with you, and not as good, but still good. Another promo copy. Did I show you? Another promo right there. See if this one's white label. This one doesn't even have an inner sleeve. No, it's not. I have an inner sleeve for that. Promo copy of everything I have is promo. This one is definitely promo copy on Virgin Records of the first Motors album. Promo there, promo there. Flip side, CT Steve talked about this recently, and it's not the best album in the world. They were a little on the wimpy side. I want to see if this is. And this was supposed to be cut this way. It was a die cut album cover. And I can figure out which way the sleeve goes. And Virgin white label promo. I think sometimes Virgin used a white label, but it is a promo, so I'm thinking that that is a white label promo on that. Forget About You, which was the closest thing they ever had to a hit. And there's like 3 songs on the B side of this British import EP that is on red vinyl. Looks pink on here, but it's bright red, trust me. And I also have The Motor's Greatest Hits, another British import. And a guy called Bram Tchaikovsky, who was the great-grandson of V. Tchaikovsky, was in this band. And he went on his own, formed his own band called Bram Tchaikovsky after that. This is their first LP. Again, it's their best. And they had a minor hit with a great song called Girl of My Dreams, about 79 on this album. Another one of my favorite bands, I have shown this before, the Posies. This is their first album. Just fantastic. And very indie. It's on Pop Llama. Blue vinyl, translucent. And those are their autographs on the front cover. I didn't get them, but they are. Now we get to my second favorite Posies album. Still in the shrink, bought it new. Dear 23. This is their first album on Geffen, their first major label, their second album. Their third album is actually my favorite, called Frosting on the Beater. Very, very, very hard to find on vinyl. But this has Golden Slumbers on it, which Ringo recorded, as well as Suddenly Mary, and it's just a fantastic album. I have one more Posies, Blood and Candy. This is from 2010 release. They're still together, still going strong. This has a fantastic song called Cleopatra Street on it that I just love. Let me flip this music. I'm taking way too long. But I'm getting there. Another fantastic band. We're up into the 90s now. Very late 90s, 88, 89. This is 89, I think. Jellyfish first album. Play It, Say It. This is a promo copy. I don't think it's white labeled though. I'll find out. No, it's not. It's on Charisma Records. And what this record did really cool was, it is not for sale, promo only though, right on the top, printed on the album. I'm not even sure this came out not on vinyl, that wasn't a promo. And it does this, which is like really, really cool. There you go, one of my favorite power pop albums. That has The King Is Half Undressed on it, and Baby's Coming Back, and just really, really good. I also have a couple live albums, live at Bogart's from around the time. This is around 90, 91, and it's really good. It's on blue vinyl, and I'll show you this vinyl because this is side 3, and I don't know if you'll pick this up. This is side 4. And I don't know if you can pick this up, but this is some etched vinyl here. Let me see if I can try to get that on top. Can you see that sort of Jellyfish logo etched into the vinyl there? Very cool. It's a 3-sided record. Hang on. Side 4 is the etched side. Getting down there. Wanted to show a couple more. Fountains of Wayne. I love this band. Just awesome power, pop, rock and roll. Just, I just love this band. This one has Radiation Vibe on it. She's Got a Problem. Sink to the Bottom. You Curse It Girls. Please Don't Rock Me Tonight. Great album. Yep Rock has released most of their albums on vinyl, and again, you can get it for $10 sometimes. Oh, I missed the Jellyfish album. There's another. This is a live acoustic Jellyfish album. And if you can do acoustic power pop, these guys did it And I wanted to show you the album that's on clear vinyl. I also wanted to show you the inner sleeve. This is one of the coolest inner sleeves I've ever seen. It just rocks. It's on clear vinyl. Okay. Probably my favorite Fountain of Wayne album. Utopia Parkway. This has title track Red Dragon Tattoo. Just a fantastic song. Head and Feet, The Valley of Malls, Troubled Times. Just a fantastic album. Really quick. I think still their latest, The Sky Full of Holes. Can't recommend this enough. The Summer Place is just amazing. Someone's Gonna Break Your Heart is on here. And A Road Song is just fantastic. Awesome record. And one more. Band called Swag. These guys were just... Ken Krumer, after he got kicked out of Wilco, is on here. Tom Peterson from Cheap Trick. There's a guy from the Mavericks on here. Just power pop perfection in a fantastic album. Again, put out by Yep Rock on album. And just awesome, awesome stuff. Well, I've rattled on way too long, but there you go. And that's just some of my power pop. I love power pop. I hope you learned a little bit. Again, thanks for watching. Check out my podcast, snapcracklepop.podomatic.com, and enter my contest. I'm having a 100 subs contest. Check out that video, enter the contest. I'm giving away 3 albums. So check that out and enter. And again, thanks for watching, and thank you for subscribing and liking, and please comment. And I'm rattling. Take care. Bye.